You know, the wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Stay here with you. You are a rainbow sun. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. Seasons change, but you're the same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and Speedy Talk is a program for the youth where we talk about things that affect and concern the youth. And today on the show, our focus is people and money management. Why do young people especially struggle with money management? Many young people earn money maybe through allowances, through part-time jobs or side hustles, yet somehow it never lasts. Some overspend, trying to keep up with friends. Some get influenced by what they see online, or even some simply lack a guidance on how to budget or how to save. And our question today is, why do so many people, and why do young people especially, find it so hard to manage money? And you also can call in to be part of this conversation because it's just you and I. And the number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM. That is 0807 773 3336. Call in and let us hear from you, and let us talk about people and money management. Why do so many young people struggle with money management today? Call in and let us hear from you, even from experiences, what you have noticed, that is actually going on, because there are always people, especially young people who are always, I'm always broke, I'm unable to do this. People even turning into different crimes and just some things that they do that are not very okay, just to keep up, just to have that money. And some of the time you look at these people that are actually struggling with managing money. It's not like the monies aren't coming in. the money is actually coming in because you find someone, okay, I'm doing a 9 to 5 job. I still have a side hustle. I still have a business I'm taking care of. So many things to make that money. But where is the money? It's not actually showing. It's not in the savings. It's not on our lifestyle. It's not visible. So why do so many young people actually find it difficult to manage money today? And how can we actually do better? So call in and be part of this conversation this afternoon. Number for you to call is 0807 773 3336. That is 0807 773 3336. Why do so many young people find it difficult to actually manage money today? When we talk about money management, to make sure that we are not spending carelessly, to make sure that, we are spending on the right things and also saving, because some of the times when people work even hard, a lot, but then they are not managing what is coming out of that work so well, then it doesn't always go well. Someone is always in red. When we talk about red, someone is always maybe broke or still struggling with finances, but then the money is coming in. So what actually happens? Why do so many young persons actually struggle with money management today? Call in and let us hear from you, and let us find a way to actually do better. Number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM. That is 0807 773 3336. Why do young people struggle with money management today? Now, you see, managing money isn't something just about how much you earn. It's about how you handle what you have, because there are some people who actually do not earn a lot, but then they are able to take care of themselves. They're able to manage it. They're able to save. They're able to even save and then start up something even bigger for themselves. But some persons earn even higher than that, and they still struggle with this management. They still end up making bad decisions that lead them to even look like, okay, they are not trying at all. Hello? Well, you can still call back and be part of the show. And the number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM. That is 0807 773 3336. Why do young people today find it hard to manage money? How can we actually do better, from this? Because it is a problem. So call in and be part of the show. And I was talking about how managing money isn't just about how much you earn, because some people earn little, but then they are able to do something with it. And then on the other hand, there are so many people who actually earn higher, unable to do something with it. They remain in the same state, unable to move forward. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Lawrence. I'm only calling from Lafayette, Nasarawa State.
Welcome to the show, Lawrence.
Yes, thank you. I want to appreciate you guys for the job well done.
Thank you.
You see, you come across how youth these days. They struggle to have money, and when you make money, one thing about life I see is that youth of these days can compare themselves with people who they have already arrived. And secondly, they want to be at the top, and they are earning low. But let me say their salary might be 50,000. They want to be living life of 100,000 naira. I know it can't work. It can't work. So they want to be doing things big people to be.
Okay, we cannot hear you anymore, Lawrence. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
So, yes. So they want to feel among. Yes, they have arrived. Before there's nothing to write home about. So my advice for them is just that you stay according to your lane. Whatever you have, just stay according to that, so that even God Almighty will bless you.
All right. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for calling in to be part of the show this afternoon. It's Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host today on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and this afternoon our focus is people and money management. And we are talking especially with young people, because if you go to maybe older generations, it's people who have maybe at some point realized that, okay, this is there is more to life than some of the things that actually leads to this money mismanagement. And most of them are doing pretty good, right? And they're taking care of themselves, trying to double what they already have, pretty good. But then when you come to younger generation, that is where you find more of these money management issues. So why do you think young people today actually struggle to manage money, and how can we actually do better? Call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM. That is 0807 773 3336. And I'll take that again. It's 0807 773 3336. Call in and let us hear your opinion. Why do you think young people today struggle to manage money? And also let us find a way to actually do better, because when something, we struggle with something, then it is a problem and we have to find a way out of it. And we heard from Lawrence earlier, and he was talking about comparison. This issue of comparing yourself with another person. Okay, this person has a car and you don't know how long that person has worked and how much more that person has, in their bank account, or how much is still coming in before the person is able to afford a car. But you who maybe had to save for so many years to come up with that money, maybe that exact amount to get that car, then you feel it like, okay, since I'm comparing myself to this person, then I have to get the exact kind of car that this person has, even though I am not in the financial position to actually be thinking about a car. Everything I have saved, instead of looking for a way to, okay, let's multiply this money, let us turn it into something bigger than maybe could even buy many cars later. It's about comparison. Okay, this person has that car and I must get it at all points, or whatever he or she is in possession of, and you might want to like get it at all costs. It doesn't matter if your own pocket is red and that person's pocket is brighter. So yes, Lawrence mentioned comparison, and also he was talking about people not cutting their coats according to their size, earning low but then doing things that are higher ups. He mentioned, okay, imagine someone that is earning 5,000 naira and then trying to live a life of someone that is earning 100,000 naira. Obviously you're going to struggle with that money management, simply because, well, you're looking at things that are not actually in your own lane. You're looking at things that are way above you. I mean, it's okay to dream for better things. It's okay to actually look at things that are above you, maybe to give you motivation to do better. But what is not okay is constantly trying to reach there from how low to the ground that you are, constantly trying to reach there without the financial means to do it at that point. I mean, if you're patient, you will get there at some point, but some people don't want that patience. I am earning 5,000 naira, but I immediately want to live the life of someone that is earning 100,000 naira. So your friend invites you to a party. Maybe that party involves spending a lot, but then with your 5,000 naira that you have, and you still want to go and show off. Well, my friend who earns that 100,000 naira is going to show off. So you not considering, okay, I'm in an entirely different situation and I can't actually afford that, but then still trying to meet up to that lifestyle. So you also can call in to be part of this conversation and tell us why you think young people today actually struggle with money management. Why do we struggle to manage money so much? Call in and let us identify this problem and maybe find a way to do better. And the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336. That is 0807 773 3336. Why do young people today struggle with money management? Why do we struggle to manage money? Why do we struggle to save? Why do we struggle to do something better, with the money? Is because some of the time, the money is coming in, but then people still struggle with how to manage it, what to do, how to get something better for themselves. Hello? All right, you can still call us back and let us hear what you know or what you think. Number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM. That is 0807 773 3336. Why do young people today struggle to manage money? Why do we struggle with money management a lot? Call in and let us hear from you and let us find a way out of it. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Dennis Harris. I'm calling from Old area.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Dennis.
Yeah. There are several issues that are responsible for this. There are people now who are well off, who have refused to give their children financial discipline management. Okay, somebody is going to school, you are giving them allowances that are above their starting point if they want to start work today. There are people whose children are spending money that definitely they cannot earn that money even when they start working. You're already putting that kind of person into problem. God forbid, if anything goes wrong with you today, the person you want to give him a job, he feels that job is not even up to the allowance I used to do, use when I was in school. So definitely the person is going to be affected. So people are doing these things, showing off, but it's actually the society that has, caught up all those that people are suffering the consequence. You understand? Today you have a situation where a young girl is looking for a young man to marry and she's already putting him under pressure. I can't live with a person who is in the one room. You have to at least start from a 2-bedroom. Starting from a 2-bedroom, a good 2-bedroom goes for not less than $1 million in this town. Where do you want the young person to get the money from? So these are the things, these are the societal issues that have actually, eaten deep into our own this thing. We remember back in the days when our parents started work, with one room, and many of them died as landlords. So you have to start from down before you climb up. But once you want to start from up to, then when you want to come down, you crash.
Okay.
Now that is the problem that a lot of people are facing. Don't just don't have faith in that your humble beginning, and believe and trust in God that definitely it will come a time that things will improve. So, but the moment you want to show off what you don't have, then definitely you are living a fake life, and you are the one that will suffer the consequence. And that is the society that we are living in today.
Okay.
Because, for instance, I used to look at undergraduate girls. Somebody whose parents cannot afford a 3 square meter good one for her. If you ask her, she wants to buy a phone of 300,000. You want to buy a wig of 500,000. So those are the things that we are facing now.
Yes.
Who are you trying to impress? At the end of the day, you are the one that is putting yourself under pressure, and this pressure you cannot withstand it. So that is what is happening.
Yes.
So it's just quite unfortunate.
So how do you think how do you think that this is affecting, the young people themselves and even the society at large?
It is definitely affecting them because, just like I have said before, if you don't want to learn your lesson in a little way, you learn it the hard way. Because it's just like you want to go to a party and you decided that you want to appear good. And you go to borrow somebody's clothes, and by the time you come back from the party, maybe in that place somebody recognizes that you were well dressed and he invites you for something that you need to appear in that way.
Okay.
And that day, unfortunately, the owner of the clothes is already using it that day. So you just have to be who you are and be proud of it. If you have one shirt, learn to iron it very well, let it be neat and dress neatly, and then when the time comes, you will even have the clothes more than you can even wear.
Okay.
So and just people should cut their clothes according to their size.
Yes.
Sizes, so that they don't get their fingers burnt.
All right. All right.
That is what I would say.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dennis, for calling in to be part of the show this afternoon. This is Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and our focus today, we're talking about people and money management. Why do young people find it so difficult to manage money these days? So call in also and be part of the conversation this afternoon. Number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM. That is 0807 773 3336. Call in and let us hear what you know. Let us hear from your experiences. Tell us what you see, because we have different eyes and different perspectives. And if you're able to, identify the problem you from different sides, different eyes, then we are sure to be able to deal with it. We are sure to be able to solve it, right? So call in and let us hear your opinion. And we heard from Mr. Dennis earlier, and he was talking about training, what people are making their children learn. And he spoke about how some people, some parents, who are actually struggling would still be trying just to maybe make sure that their children are not lagging, or they are still showing off while they are at school, so that nobody will know that, okay, this is the background this child came from, and then giving them big allowances. So what of when those parents are not there? That child will now struggle with managing money, because he or she is used to, I can just call mommy and then, they will just send the money again. Even if I use it now, they will still send it, and they will always send it like that. And one thing I would say for that is, like, instead of doing that, it's proper to maybe place strict rules. Like, this is the time I've given you to be able to use this money, and once this time is not over, you cannot call me for more. Hello. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello. Hello. Yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell us your name and
Georgina, calling from Aboa.
Welcome to the show, Georgina. We are talking about people and money management, especially young people.
Mismanagement. Sometimes, some children are not exposed to management of money. So maybe sometimes, like, there are some families that they don't allow children to touch money until they reach a particular stage. So touching the money, they don't even have any guide on how to channel this money. So they misuse it. And secondly, some people live higher than their earnings. They want to be who they are not. So when you are being who you are not supposed to be, you stretch yourself, you overstretch yourself.
Oh, okay. We lost that, but Georgina, you can still call back again and will be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM. That is 0807 773 3336. We are talking about people and money management. Why do so many young people, struggle to manage money today? Call in and be part of the show. Call in and let us find a solution. And I was talking about, what Mr. Dennis said earlier, and he said that society is actually the consequences is suffered by those young persons themselves and even the society at large, because when things like that happen, you just have a lot of people who are unable to manage these finances, and sometimes even if they find themselves in higher positions, they are still able to toy with those monies as well. They are still able to toy with these things because they didn't know it, right from time, and therefore society is suffering for that. And he was mentioning some of the reasons why people actually struggle with this money management, and he spoke about pressure to impress. Some people trying to impress, and I like that example he gave about someone borrowing a dress and then going for a party and then you come back. Something like that can happen, and when you don't have that dress and you're invited for another party and you've returned the dress, you will now struggle to keep up that impression that you already made, the fake impression, by the way. And also, Georgina started by saying that some children are not exposed to money on time, so when they actually are, then it's difficult for them to operate with it. It's difficult for them without guidance to be able to do that. And one thing I would say is, okay, the problem shouldn't be about how long maybe it took for the children to be exposed to money, because sometimes it's also not that good for children to be exposed to these monies early, because at that time, hello?
Yes, it's Georgina calling.
All right, welcome back on the show, Georgina. Let's hear
Hello?
you. Yes, go on.
Yes. So some people are living to impress others without thinking of how that will affect. Yes. They will live a life that is higher than their own earnings. So it begins to misuse their resources.
So,
Yes.
so how do you think that? Go on.
They cut according to your clothes,
Yes.
not according to size. Because sometimes your size is very big,
Okay.
but because
Okay.
you cut according to your clothes. You don't cut according to your size. Sometimes you need to cut according to your clothes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Not
right.
according to, because your money is not up to that particular size. Yes, you need it. So you cutting according not.
I also think, Georgina, I think that when they talk about size, cutting your coat according to your size in this context, I think they're talking about the size of the pockets.
Yeah. So the size of the pocket or the size of the defense. So, for me, I don't think I don't need to live a life to impress others. While me and at the end I will suffer the outcome. The little you have, try to invest it positively so that tomorrow you will use the one that you have invested.
All right. Thank you so much.
So that's how life should be. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Georgina, for calling in to be part of the show this afternoon. Georgina is saying that people are not cutting, they are not following that saying, and then they are cutting their coat, something that is way over their size, actually. And I was telling her, when they talk about it, it's like, okay, it's like the size of the pocket. Since we were talking about money, is the size of the pocket. You're trying to get something that your pockets cannot afford, and then you're already borrowing money. Before you get your salary, we have already spent your salary. That's how we hear things like, okay, I've already spent this money before I even get it, and the next week you're already still broke because you spent it before it even came. What happened to actually doing things in a way that fits that salary that you're getting, or whatever you're earning from, even if it's a business, even if it's both of them, combined, or different business? Because people have maybe 9 to 5 jobs and still have side hustles, things that they do, handworks, but then it's still not making end meet. Why? Because of that money mismanagement, because people are unable to manage money properly. So call in and be part of the show this afternoon. Call in and let us hear from you. Number for you to call is 0807 Speed FM, and that is 0807 773 3336. Call in and let us hear from you. We are talking about people and money management. Let us hear why you think it happens, how it affects young people, even the society at large, and what can we do, which is the most important. We identify the problem. We know how it affects, those young people, we know how it affects them, and then what can we actually do about it to be able to stop this? We talked about stress from running out of money. Georgina mentioned, okay, people are getting strained because they have run out of this money, they have mismanaged it, and there's no money again to mismanage. Even difficulty saving for school emergencies, and even missing out on opportunities because they cannot budget properly. And even society suffers because, you employ somebody who doesn't know how to manage money, and imagine it's even in a banking sector, and before you know it, okay, funds were this and that because one person made a mistake. And it's not just in banking sector, it could be anywhere. So it affects us as a society, which is more reason why we should look into it. And the good news is that there are ways that we can actually do better. And what are those ways? Well, call in also and be part of the show and tell us what you think is the way out, what people can do better to end this money mismanagement. And the number for you to call is 0807 773 3336. That is 0807 773 3336. Let us hear your opinion. This is Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I am your host. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and we are talking about people and money management. Hello? Hello. All right, you can still call back quickly before we go. And like I was saying, the good news is that there are ways to do better. There are ways that we can actually improve. There is a way out. It is not a life sentence. It's not something that can be undone. It's something that everyone can actually practice and then make themselves become better for our own selves and even for the entire society. Because little by little, maybe some people might ignore and say, okay, that is that person's business. But you never know. You later employ that person in your firm or that person's son whom he did not teach how to manage money as well. So when I say there is good news, tracking your expenses, things like tracking your expenses and also separating those wants from needs to make sure that you're not paying attention to the wrong things, and also setting a budget can help. Saving even a small amount, because some people say, well, I'm not even earning enough to save. I have to save my life first. We see quotes like that. We see posts like that even online. But I hope that everyone is just joking. And people talk about, I have to save my life first. I have to do this first. And one thing is, okay, there are some cases where that situation or that statement with some people is understandable, right? Hello? Hello? All right. But then you also find it with people who are only taking care of themselves, people who don't even have that much of a responsibility yet, which is a prime time for them to actually take that as an opportunity to save, invest, and something. Georgina mentioned something about investing too, so you can enjoy later, right? To consider investing, consider that little shame you're going through because maybe you could not buy a car at the specific time that your peers were getting theirs, or just changing different weeks and attending different parties in different dresses, and you avoiding that to save and then invest in something better that can get you all of those as that's your investment. That little time you have to go through, maybe it's a shame for you. That should not be something that will be a shame. But then if you feel like, okay, at that point it's a shame that you cannot do what your peers are doing, then consider it an investment to actually be able to afford that kind of lifestyle later. And something else is resisting unnecessary spending, which can go a long way, a really long way. And also learning financial literacy early can also help young people, make smarter decisions that actually pays off in the long run. And we heard different things also. We heard about we heard what Mr. Dennis said earlier. He spoke about having faith in humble beginnings because, well, these days, no one wants to actually begin from that humble beginning. Everyone wants to start from the top before, when you just go straight and then start from the top, what can happen is one of those legs, that foundation is not solid and it can crack at any time. And Mr. Lawrence spoke about staying in your lane. Georgina, the little you have, you invest for a better tomorrow. And that's all for Speedy Talk today on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. We have been looking at people and money management, why people struggle with money management. And it's clear that while any money is important, handling it wisely is what truly matters. And I've been with you on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. Also, coming up next at 3:55 p.m. if today is your birthday, then Speedy Kids are going to be wishing you a happy birthday. And also up next at 4 p.m., the Speed Lane comes on right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And also, as you go about the rest of your day, don't forget to remember that managing money is a skill, and the earlier you start, the better your future would be. Stay tuned for more exciting programs right here on 98.5 Speed FM.
Do you have a business, an organization,